Okay, so what we're going to do here is take the control valve that's leaking to drain. It's got a constant leak to drain at a very slow rate when it's in service mode. When it's normally supposed to be in service, there's a slight trickle to drain. That means that the disc inside is just one click off probably. So what we're going to do is just turn it upside down. And if you look at the bottom here, you'll see some screws. The one right here in the middle is the set screw. That's a basic one, but you'll remove this screw. You'll leave these two here, this one and this one, those stay in. But then you remove all the screws from these holes. Very easy to do. I use an electric drill to do it. But remove all these screws out of here. And remember that when you put it back together, once you remove the screws, you'll be able to take this off and set it to the side. And just remember, when you put it back together, you want to put that screw in first and snug it down so that things don't get out of sync when you put the other screws back. That's the only thing to remember, is put this one in first when you put it back together. So I'm going to go ahead and take these off and we'll start there. Okay, so once we have this apart, you can see here that these are not centered very well. These two holes, see the white space there? They're just not centered very well. And that's what's making it leak. So all we're going to do is turn it one click, just like this, one little gear space to the right, which is clockwise. So I'm very gently going to pull this out of here. Sometimes you may have to work it from both sides. It's pretty simple to do. You just don't want to break anything or force it. Then I'm just going to take it and move it one click. Put it back down in. As you can see, it's set differently. It's not exactly perfectly round, but it's where the click was supposed to be. So that's how you do it. That's just it. Then you put it back together and you're done. That's all it takes to fix this. Now you can see these two side by side. This will simply turn over and go this way, okay? These little spacers right here have an O-ring on the other side, little orange O-ring. If they should happen to start falling out, just use a little silicone grease to put them back in there with, so they'll stay in place while you turn them over. Then you just take it like this. That little screw right there lines up with this hole. See how this is peaked at the top? Lines up with this hole. And then this gap here lines up with this big point here. Just turn it upside down. Set it in place like that. You make sure that there's no gap. If you can see the red washer in there, it's not right. So put it on here like so. You put one screw in the middle. So I put the one screw in the middle hole there. And that's what holds it tight while you put the other screws in. If you look on the side, there's no evidence of a gasket or anything there. It's a tight seal. So then you just take your other screws, pop them into place and screw them down. That's all you do. And you'll be done. So there you have it. It's all done. All the screws are in place. You can't see any gaps along the baseline here. It's all tight. No more leak to drain. All done. Best valve on the planet.